the ends of time. Don't you cross the line. What you see is mine. Battle scars to show is written in my bones. The one you can't control. That's why I hold the throne. You're out of my league, so bend at the knee. Get out of my way. I'm raising the flag, you better retreat. Get out of my way. Call me a god, call me a king. Get out of my way. You better believe this is my kingdom. This is my domain. You can't take it from me. The greatest you've ever seen. You'll remember my name. I rise like the red sun. I walk through the flames. You can't handle the heat. The true legend is me. You'll remember my name. This is my kingdom. Look out far and wide until the ends of time. Don't you cross the line. What you see is mine. Battle scars to show. It's written in my bones. The one you can't control. That's why I hold the throne. You're out of my league, so bend at the knee. Get out of my way. I'm raising the flag, you better retreat. Get out of my way. Call me a god, call me a king. Get out of my way. You better believe this is my kingdom. This is my domain. You can't take it from me. The greatest you've ever seen. You'll remember my name. I rise like the red sun. I walk through the flames. You can't handle the heat. The true legend is me. You'll remember my name. This is my kingdom. This is my kingdom. This is my kingdom. This is my kingdom. This is my domain. You can't take it from me. The greatest you've ever seen. You'll remember my name. I rise like the red sun. I walk through the flames. You can't handle the heat. The true legend is me. You'll remember my name. This is my kingdom.
It doesn't matter where you are in life. If you don't feel blessed, you won't be blessed. You gotta know your worth before you can be worth anything.
All the days when not a thing went right. All the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior, I'm blessed because I can't fight. When failure tried to take my mind, I wouldn't let failure take my life.
Senator Grimes, dream fulfilled. Mustangs, they are your Class 3A champions.
This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy. We shutting up, it's west. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, champion.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Iowa High School Boys Sub-State Final Soccer action here live out in Grimes at the Mustang Stadium. DCG High School, the site of the Battle of the Mustangs. John McDermott alongside Eric Connor, my normal partner, and also a guest analyst tonight, Eric. Tate McDermott, member of the 2024 3A state championship team from DCG a year ago, kind enough to join us and provide some actual soccer insight instead of us two yakking about soccer. But, big game for DCG and Mount Vernon, obviously. Winner will go to the final 8, the field of 8. That'll start the quarterfinal state action on Monday night. Still kind of trying to figure out where those games are going to take place and how that's going to look. But a lot on the line here for both of these teams. And you've got DCG, in defense of that 3A title a year ago, and Mount Vernon trying to knock off the big dogs tonight.
That's right, the champs until they're dethroned, right? And a little birdie told me that there is going to be a game here Monday night. Will we be here? Well, that's yet to be determined. But got to take care of business first tonight, get that W, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, it sounds like they will. Like you said, a quarterfinal game will be. Sound like a lot of the schools in the area with turf fields were able to petition or try and get a game, and DCG was selected as a host site for one of the quarterfinal 3A games, and certainly would like to see the home Mustangs playing. But we'll bring Tate in here. Tate played in this game a year ago, played in this game several years in a row, along with some state tournament games. The mindset of going into this game, you kind of know you're the favorite. You know that going in. Is it just kind of a take care of business, stay focused early? What's the mindset of these guys as they get ready to kick off here?
Yeah, it's definitely a game where you got to come in focused because, it can go both ways. I mean, we've seen even a few years at DCG where we came in playing a team we've already played before, earlier in the season, in the regular season, and things didn't go our way, I guess, my sophomore year. And then last year, obviously took care of business against a team we'd already played. So Mount Vernon, they haven't seen this year, but I think Colin will have them ready to go. I think they've studied Mount Vernon pretty well, and I think the boys will be ready to go. So, yeah,
relatively young team for Mount Vernon. Not a lot of seniors on the roster, a lot of production from sophomores and juniors. But Mount Vernon was it a 5-1 victory over their semifinal opponent in the sub-state round? That was Fort Madison.
And that surprised me a little bit because Fort Madison's a pretty good team, so they handled them pretty well.
You kind of do the comparative scoring thing, and it looked like that could be a close game, and all of a sudden Mount Vernon comes out, scores 5 goals. So and when you look at scores from throughout the season, you never know who's injured in that game or this game. A lot could be different in those games versus now, and you see teams tend to get healthy as the weather gets warmer. The games get a little more important. Typically, kids are pretty healthy at this time of the year.
We hope.
Yeah, we hope. You couldn't ask for a much better night again.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing.
This is the time of year where the conditions are drastically improved from when we start the season, but it looks like it's sunny and about a 5 to 8 mile an hour wind coming out of the north.
Peak weather conditions. This is exactly what you want to play in, right, Tate?
absolutely.
Well, they're going to get set to announce the opening or the starters for both teams. The captains have met. They took the picture for the association. So let's give you some of the starters, all of the starters for tonight's game. And we'll start with the visiting Mount Vernon Mustangs. Their head coach is Nathan Grouse and the assistant coach Colin Heron. And in goal, it'll be Zion Sappho, the freshman goalkeeper, Jacob Yoke, the sophomore midfielder, Cash Lineskis, a junior defender, Cole McDermott in the midfield gets the start, Gavin Platty, Isaac Dousner, Silas Johnson, a freshman midfielder, Carter Gadberry, Caleb Norton, another freshman, Landon Gross, and Jackson Anderson round out the starting 11 for head coach Nathan Gross. And for the DCG Mustangs, head coach Colin Lane, he's got Coach Tilster and Coach Krause that have been with him for all 100 of his career wins. He picked up career win number 100 in the last sub-state semifinal, looking for win number 101 tonight. Jaden Mendias will get the start in goal tonight. Miles Hoover, the senior holding midfielder. Hudson Heigerken will be up in front of the formation. Zach Brook, the senior forward. Jacob Hope, Landon Anderson, Drake Riznicki, senior midfielder, Colin Modernock, who's tied for 6th in 3A in goals scored. He's got 20 goals scored on the season. He's the junior winger. Almina Slamovich, the center back, he's a junior. Braxton Baker, a sophomore. He'll play on that back line, and it'll be Mateo Gelota rounding out the starting 11 for head coach Colin Lane. Pretty excited to see this one get underway. Already some games in 4A that have started. Ames and Centennial final, a 2-1 win by Ames. So the little Cyclones back in the field of 8 for the state tournament. That was one of those kind of 4A toss-up type games. But Ames, after suffering a injury to a key player this year, still get it done in the sub-state final against a pretty good Centennial team. So nice job out of the little Cyclones.
Showing their depth there, yeah.
Well, and going through the starting lineup, I said the word freshman quite a bit for
young team
for Mount Vernon. Yeah. So the future looks bright for the Mustangs from Mount Vernon, and DCG a little bit more senior heavy. They've got 5 senior starters and some really good juniors and sophomores. We'll take a quick break here as you listen to the national anthem here at the Mustang Stadium. National anthem in the book. Any, I don't want to say predictions, but Tate, we'll start with you. Having played in games like this, how do you, first 10 minutes, what do you think with a young visiting team against a defending state champs? How's the first 10 minutes look?
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see how Mount Vernon comes out in this game. I know DCG's attack will be really strong, and I heard they play a back 3, so I'll be interested to see how their center mids contribute to the defensive part of the game early on. We'll see if they kind of sit back or if they go at DCG. But for DCG, I'll try to get the ball out wide early. They have a bunch of good players wide that can get crosses inside and plenty of guys that can finish and score goals. So they should be on the front foot early.
Nothing to lose if you're Mount Vernon, right? You're the
Absolutely.
Underdog. Not a lot of people expect you to win this match. Why not get after them early?
Get after it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, try and get a lead, right? Get an early lead and see if DCG feels a little pressure. That's exactly what I would do if I was Mount Vernon. This is one of those games where I just feel like if DCG plays their game, probably win. So it's just we'll see what happens. Some goofy things happen. That's why they play the game.
Soccer's a funny game.
But, I mean, overall, Mount Vernon coming in 7-4-5, and they were second in their conference at 5-2-4. So, obviously, DCG won their conference, so we shall see what happens tonight. Beautiful weather. It'll
be the Mustangs in black with the red trim. Mount Vernon, the all-white kits with the brown letters and numerals.
Mustangs versus Mustangs.
We get set to go here, and it's Zach Brook, the senior midfielder, to kick it off here for the Mustangs as they'll attack the north goal. Jaden Mendia stands in the south goal, ready to go.
I do predict he will see a little bit more action tonight than he did on Tuesday.
I mean, that was just try to prolong the inevitable maybe in the sub-state semifinal a little bit. Here's Gelota playing a long ball forward, and that's going to find the foot of a Mount Vernon midfielder. There's Baker up to disrupt things, and now Riznicki with the header forward. That caroms off a couple Mount Vernon players, and now it's Brook back, and it's going to be an offside penalty early. Good organization on that back line for Mount Vernon.
There's an issue that the girls had last night. Is this like 20 offsides or something?
Yeah, I heard the number was around 20.
Yeah.
Tate was at that game.
Wow. Let's not get into that tonight.
So it'll be a free kick here for Mount Vernon. Baker comes up, gets to it first. Riznicki trying to get on it and win possession. Here's Hoover. Plays it off for Jalota. Nice ball by Jalota. A little one-touch over for Hope. Jacob looks to take space. Now it's Higurkin. Back for Hope.
Oh, wow.
That's a hard tackle there, and message sent there by Silas Johnson. That's a freshman. We came to play, he says.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said earlier, welcome to the game.
Here's Baker. Baker gets forward, plays it out wide. And the ball caromed out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in here for DCG.
I mean, you know, want to make a statement, say, hey, we're here to play. That's how you do it.
So it'll be a throw-in for Riznicki. That ball just kind of goes straight up into the air, kind of a dangerous place. Top of the penalty area. Here's Hoover. He's going to, instead of playing it out wide, I think he was waiting for Riznicki to make a little run here, but nothing real threatening so far the first couple minutes out of DCG.
You, when you were doing this last year, did you get any nerves in the stomach?
Yeah, there's definitely always a little bit of nerves knowing that if you don't get the job done, your season's over. For some of these guys, their career would be over, but it's just exciting when every time you play, you know that you have to win to survive another game. So
the sophomore center back, Landon Anderson, will play back for his keeper, Jaden Mendias, who will be playing college soccer at University of Wisconsin River Falls, I believe, next year. Here's Islamovich. He's going to play it out wide for Baker. Interesting, they have a couple attacking players kind of pressing a little bit.
Yeah.
That should leave a little space for things like this with Baker getting all the way forward into the offensive zone, but still yet to find the foot of Modernock, who's been red hot with 4 goals in his last game. And this ball going to trickle all the way back from Mendias.
something that's going to suit DCG really well is that all their guys across the back line are really comfortable playing under pressure, and they're all super calm on the ball. They're not in any rush to distribute out of the back early. So
here's Baker. And they just kind of let him play through that contact. Baker was trying to shepherd the ball out of bounds, it looked like, but
they're letting him play early.
Still love that first tackle by Silas Johnson, the freshman. Here's Hope. High Gherkin has it poked away. And that extra midfielder with the 3 back may take a little bit of getting used to here as Anderson heads it back for Hope. Hope's going to smash it down the near sideline with the left foot. Mount Vernon gets to it first and clears it out of there. Hope calmly for High Gherkin. High Gherkin finds Jalota. Jalota's ball intercepted, and here comes Mount Vernon back the other way, and you see the speed there by Hope and Anderson. And that's going to be a goal kick.
Again, they're letting them play. Some fans like it, some don't, right? That's the way it goes.
Well, in that last play there where Anderson got into the body, didn't play the ball and let the ball. That's a fairly normal play in club soccer, but sometimes at the high school level you'll see that foul called. But like you said, they're kind of letting them play here, and I think
it's a feel-out process too.
I would assume there's a bit of a directive, like let's not have officials decide any of these games tonight by the association, as long as there's nothing dirty going on. Here's Bruck trying to get to it, takes the first touch down near the penalty area, and that's going to be cleared out of there for a corner for DCG.
All right, let's see what Mateo has early here.
It'll be Mateo Jalota taking virtually every corner in the game if he's on the field.
He's so good at it.
I believe Jalota leading the team with assists with 8.
Yes. Yeah, he's just so good at these corner kicks.
So Mateo readies it on the near side corner. You have Sappho, the freshman, in net, giving away a little bit of size there, it looks like, with Brooke crowding him. That ball low into the air. Hope tries to settle it. Mount Vernon careful not to foul there. Now Hope into the. Oh, that was a little bit of a dive there by Hope.
Yeah.
And that'll be a goal kick for Mount Vernon.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't call anything on that. That was a dive, but.
Be a good spot to win a free kick there, but not enough.
He tried, right?
Not enough.
It would require some contact. Ball into the middle. Good spot there. Hoover around a defender. Takes a heavy touch but stays on it. DCG having a little bit of trouble connection-wise here with that extra midfielder from Mount Vernon.
Yeah, it's causing him some fits.
Baker around the defender. Baker's going to switch it over for Jacob Hope. Hope tries to find Modernock, gets it to his chest. Nicely done, poked away. So Modernock's first touch, pretty uneventful. Here's Gelota. Baker on it. Mount Vernon seems fairly content to just sit back here a little bit defensively and feel the game out the first 10 or 15. Good
Great
ball
there
in.
by Landon.
Yep. See what Bruck can do with it. Another. And they are going to give the foul there. And
That one looked a little bit more. I mean, at least he made a little contact.
to me, it looked like Zach knew he was going to ground before the contact got there. But very dangerous spot for a free kick here. So if you're Mateo here, Tate, you're basically trying to float one near the back post here for one of your bigs.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see Almin's run here. Obviously, with his size, he's a big target in there. I'd definitely be crashing the goal here. Anything on a second ball, anything that lands in the box is going to be dangerous here.
Gelota plays it low. Now Hope has a shot. Hope! Oh, he just misses off the crossbar of the field goal uprights. Nice strike there by Jacob Hope.
It's good awareness there to go quick. He's perfect shot outside the 18 to have a shot there.
Well, Riznicki couldn't quite get to that one on the header. Cleared out of there by Islamovic. Hope chests that one down. Nice and calm there by Hope. Here's a ball in. Brooke running onto it and can't quite get there. So starting to find their footing here a little bit, and everything's pretty much been in the offensive half for DCG.
Yeah, Sappho's just a freshman, a keeper.
I want to say they have 5 or 6 in the starting lineup that are freshmen. That ball's going to be sent forward but out of bounds, so a throw in here for Baker on the far side. Over 8 minutes gone by here and still scoreless. Winner will advance to the quarterfinal round of the state tournament in Class 3A here. That ball sent forward. We'll see if Riznicki can get there first. No, it's going to be
Gross.
That left back, Landon Gross, able to clear it out of there.
He's done a nice job so far tonight, clearing things out early on.
So Baker will come all the way up from his right back spot. See if DCG can get something going into the penalty area here. Here's a throw in. First touch by Hoover. Boy, it looked like almost a handball there by Mount Vernon. Anderson. Oh, that was Hope, rather. Now Modernock will settle it. That's got to be.
A lot of grabby there.
And I don't mind that foul if you're Mount Vernon, knowing what Colin can do if he gets a little momentum going.
Absolutely.
You're far enough from goal here where it's not a super dangerous area.
Plath, the senior, just said, I'm going to grab him and see what happens. They call it.
So they'll set it right on the, basically 35 yards from goal. We've seen Almin score from this distance once before. It was over a year ago, but I think Gelota's still going to float it in there. Let's see if he can find Islamovic. Plays it low, but right into the wall. Gelota able to win it back.
Yeah, it's a good job by Hoover.
Oh, there's a dangerous clearance, and it's going to be picked up by Sappho. So Sappho looks like he's going to punt it out near midfield here. That'll give us an opportunity to mention there are sponsorship opportunities for tomorrow night's girls sub-state final. So if you're out there in the DCG community or know somebody that has a local business, they have some interest in sponsoring that sub-state final to get it streamed on YouTube, you can check on the link on the Facebook or Twitter feed and reach out to DCG TV, and they can get you all set up. Here's Hoover. Plays a really good ball there. Heigerken on his way to it. And Heigerken's, that was Grouse. At least, nice footwork there. And again, Grouse doing nice work back there to kind of disrupt things.
Yeah, he really is.
He's kind of all over the place.
He slipped, but he got right back up and got it out of there.
Well, Mount Vernon doing a really good job defending. What we haven't seen, though, is any sort of counter kind of back the other way.
I think they had one run so far. That was pretty much it. It's just, and that was really nothing. It's kind of packing it in.
Yeah, with that many guys back, it's going to be tough to put together a proper counter going the other way. But
well, Tate and I were talking, too, before the broadcast. If DCG, their thing is going to be just to score goals because they're not going to give up a lot.
Well, we've kind of talked all year. Probably the best back five,
yes,
including keeper Jaden Mendias, first-team All-Stater from a year ago. In my opinion, you've got really four guys that are first-team All-State caliber defenders.
Absolutely.
All playing in a line back there, so very difficult.
Good ball by Drake there.
Yeah, ball in. See if Baker's trying to get to it. And that's going to be a goal kick.
Mount Vernon's back three is definitely pretty narrow once they do start defending. I think we've had more success going wide than trying to float balls straight over the back line because they are sitting in so deep. So I think getting balls wide and trying to get balls in the box like they did there is going to be helpful for DCG.
Right now, the one thing I feel like Mount Vernon has the advantage in is just kind of activity in the midfield. Getting to those balls like you saw there,
yeah,
kind of the 50-50 type balls, but DCG certainly seems relaxed and patient. Riznicki able to tried to split the defenders, had it poked away. Now Islamovic going to send it back towards in the direction of Hope. And that ball sent back from Mendias. And Jaden's just going to clear it out towards midfield. The other thing they really haven't done well tonight, DCG, is get it to the foot of Colin Modernock.
I think he's only got one touch.
Here's Baker. Baker with a lot of space is going to send it forward. And this one switched over towards Heigerken. Ball's in the air a lot.
Yes.
There's Jalota, nicely done there. Has it poked away, though. Good footwork out of the defender from Mount Vernon. That's Paduska. Anderson there, though. And let's see, he's just going to clear it out of there. So it'll be a pretty deep throw here for Mount Vernon and their first kind of action in the offensive end here.
Yeah, Paduska came up, started that little run there, so.
I don't know that we had Paduska in the starting lineup, did we? Number 27?
No, he's a sophomore.
I don't think we've subbed in, so maybe a late change in the starting lineup. Here's Modernock. Plays it forward, but that was Cole McDermott kind of sitting in that left back spot. Jalota trying to run onto it, but Grouse gets there first. Now McDermott clears it away. Baker steps forward. Plays it wide. Now it's the foot of Bruck.
We'll say Mount Vernon's got a lot of speed.
Well, and there's a lot of bodies in the middle third of the field.
Very congested in the middle.
And now you're going to have 4 substitutions coming in here from Mount Vernon on the next Mount Vernon throw-in. Here's Hope. Trying to send it wide,
Great
finds
ball.
Baker, or Riznicki. Riznicki, though, wide with an open shot to the far post.
Tate, that's what you were saying, though, right? Get it wide.
Yeah, I like that early ball from Jacob. Like I said, their center backs are getting pretty narrow with those three just because they're trying to clog up that middle of the field. But if Jacob can see that long ball across the field, then they should have success getting forward.
And Hope is strong enough and physically mature enough to play that ball all the way over to Riznicki on the far wing.
Drake had a nice first touch too, just didn't connect on his shot there.
So here's Mount Vernon trying to possess back. Little miscommunication there by DCG, but there's Gelota with a pretty nice ball there for Heigerken. Heigerken tries to find Riznicki on the far side and does. Islamovic. Now it's Modernach. Modernach keeps it alive. Modernach gets to it.
Nice tackle.
Really aggressive tackle there. Inside the penalty area, too. Quality stuff again by that back three. That was Grouse again. Now it's Hope. Driving it into space. Good ball there. Here's Modernach. Has it in the penalty area. And that one's going to be cleared out of there. Boy, they're really, it's almost like Grouse is marking Modernach all over the field.
I was just going to say, anytime he gets it, I mean, there's definitely two guys on him.
Not surprised to see Mount Vernon cycle 4 guys in already as well with the work rate they're going to need to defend. Their guys up top are chasing our back line pretty hard right now.
Anderson gets a foot on it. That's Jack Carnes, another freshman that came in. Zane Van Regenmorter also up front. One of those bodies that's trying to apply pressure and chase. Here's Landon Anderson, the sophomore center back. Over for Braxton Baker.
DCG's dominated possession. They just really haven't had, besides the one look.
Well, still trying to crack the code here, though. A little different formation than what they've seen.
I like the
There's
patience.
a good ball for Hoover. And just a little slow on the delivery. Hoover has it knocked away, and now Mount Vernon can counter. Oh, another miscommunication, though, and here comes DCG back the other way. Wide for Riznicki. Nice footwork by Drake. Drake's going to cross it in. Drake crosses it in. A great delivery. And Brooke with the finish.
Got an offsides call.
Is it really?
Offsides, and nobody on the Mustangs knows it yet. Wow.
I thought Bruck came in pretty even with that center back there, but
yeah, I didn't see that.
maybe
at all.
had him by half a step.
Might be able to get a replay here.
Wow, that was tight.
See if Mike's on his toes in there. Can show us a replay of that last one. But boy, I didn't even think offsides the way Brooke was running onto it.
Drake's had a few nice services though when they get him to his feet wide.
I thought Brooke was behind the ball though, so it's regardless. His offside position's irrelevant at that point, right?
Yeah, it is. No one's got a better view than the AR out there though. So,
well, let's put that play in, the pocket there and run that a few more times because that was open.
What a delivery by Riznicki. That was perfect. Nice one-touch finish too. Here's Hope going through the defense, a little heavy on that touch though, and Gelota, though, wins it back.
Oops.
So the first scare
Yeah.
goes Mount Vernon's way. It looked like a DCG 1-0 lead. Offsides called by the far side AR. Here's Anderson. Anderson's ball poked away, or poked forward, rather. Little hand action. They play on. Here's Hoover. Looking wide for Riznicki. Drake's going to play it forward. Still having trouble getting it to Modernach. Modernach steps in, though, and takes it away. Back for Drake. And cleared out of there.
You think about moving Modernach outside where he was earlier in the year?
You could see that adjustment here if it's a 0-0 halftime score maybe. Although, I mean, the last delivery by Drake was
it was great.
Perfect. Here's Modernach on the ball. Back for Riznicki. Takes a touch forward, sends it into the middle. And that's going to be cleared out of there. Is that going to be a corner? Yes. So it'll be Gelota to go over and take the far side corner. Halfway through the first half here, 20 minutes gone by. Still 0-0.
Let's see if Mateo's got one of those famous put it right in the right spot. And Almin's back here, so.
Yeah, Landon Anderson's crept forward. He's standing at the top of the 18. Now he's going to make a run towards it. Oh, nice ball in. Headed up into the air. Headed back into the box. Riznicki drops it off. Shot blocked. Now it's Hoover. Hoover sends it back towards the top of the 18 and cleared out of there. And we're going to have substitutions for both teams. For DCG, it's going to be Benjamin Pudens coming on. And he's going to give check that Hudson Heigert a break. And you've got Jonathan Winkler coming on. And it's going to be Isaac Dausner coming off. So it'll be a throw in for Baker. And that's going to be another DCG throw.
I like where this game is being played so far, though. All down here, right? All on the offensive end.
It's one of those games, though, where just one mistake and all of a sudden you could dominate the game and find yourself trailing 1-0.
Let's not speak that into existence. We have seen it before, though.
Absolutely. Pretty good game plan so far by Mount Vernon.
Absolutely, and they're just playing it perfectly.
Here's Hope. Hope goes to ground. And another ball cleared out of there. So it'll be Baker again with the throw in. Hope's really moved into a central area there. There's another corner surrendered, but Hope, who's playing left back, is basically standing in a kind of a holding midfield kind of spot there.
So in case you want to know, they have allowed 21 goals this year, so Mount Vernon.
Which is not a lot.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's not a lot. I mean, compared, we've given up 14.
Here's Brooke. Plays the left foot in. Hoover. Oh, dangerous spot towards that back post. And now Jalota. Good first touch by Drake, but again, cleared out of there nicely. A lot of white bodies there. So it'll be Baker to throw it in again here on the far side for DCG as they've flipped the lights on here at Mustang Stadium. And that ball was in briefly and then back out of bounds, so a throw here for Mount Vernon. And Mount Vernon sends it forward, controlled by Anderson. Anderson sends it in towards Modernock. Modernock gets it on his foot. Modernock splits the defenders, plays it back, and thought maybe it's going to be a corner. Modernock still has it on his foot.
Wow.
Look at this.
I mean, are you kidding me? 1v4.
There's another block shot as Hoover tried to let one rip. And that one's going to be sent back. And a throw in here for Baker.
Who's our sponsor tonight?
That would be Legendary Painting, your local paint contractor, servicing all your residential interior and exterior painting needs. Boy, they're so defensive-minded right now, Mount Vernon, which has allowed them to not surrender a goal, but
it's understandable, though. I mean, when you're facing a team like DCG, I get it. I mean, maybe frustrate DCG for a while and then go on the attack.
Yeah, when DCG has possession, Mount Vernon typically has 10 guys behind the ball defending with all 10. But like we've said before, once they go to counter, it prevents most things going forward for them with only that one striker up there.
So the throw in here for DCG. Jalota plays it back for Anderson. Anderson sends it wide for Baker. Baker across the midfield stripe. Now looks to play it in, but headed away. Now it's Mount Vernon looking to counter. That's Chiswick playing it out wide. Chiswick's going to get it back here.
He does lead the team in assists, too.
Chiswick with a nice ball to the outside. There's Baker able to win it back.
Good defending by Braxton.
And it's going to be a foul on Mount Vernon.
Just we brag about these back four. You just can't say enough about them. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it's just they just don't let anything near a keeper at all. Mendius, I mean, he's ready to go, but he does not see a lot of balls.
You've got 4 more white jerseys getting set to check in. Trying to keep fresh bodies on the field.
Lots of space for Miles here.
Yeah, Hoover with space. Hoover's going to drive it forward, finds Brooke. Brooke's going to look wide, but it's going to come up a little short of Riznicki over there on the far side. Good challenge there by Hoover.
Yeah, great effort.
Well done there. It's now outside for Pudens. Pudens trying to beat the defender. Pudens sends it in with the left foot all the way to Riznicki. Riznicki's shot is good!
No offsides on that one.
No offsides there, and how about the substitute? Pudens coming in and getting the assist.
Big time. I thought he was looking for Modernock a little bit behind him, but
Now
he found his
Riznicki,
man. Yeah.
calm finish. Beat the keeper, Sappho. Not a lot Sappho could do there. That ball was really well placed.
It's a great ball by Ben P. Bring it back across the box, away from the keeper, away from those center backs. And Drake had not much to do on the finish there, but nice to just kind of place in the corner. Jacob Hope started that goal, though. He's been super calm on the ball. He beat his defender, played Ben P. in wide. So
And Hoover kept it alive by getting in there
Yeah.
and coming in from behind.
it's a good team goal.
So 1-0, DCG leads it. Took 26 minutes and 20 seconds for the first Mustang goal.
DCG's almost having more success when the ball starts lower because Mount Vernon has to push guys up and those gaps get bigger. Like you saw Miles there turned with about 20 yards of space off the pass from his center back. So
Jalota
Great point.
switches it for Baker. Now Riznicki back for Baker. Baker a little, Modernock now running onto it. That one sent wide after the deflection and cleared out near midfield.
Little gamesmanship.
No, I don't know that it went out. I felt like it went out prior to midfield stripe.
Well, so did Hope.
Jalota over the head of the back there, but right now to the hand or to the foot of Brooke. Brooke across the midfield, over to Baker with space. Baker's going to play it in towards Jalota. Jalota, oh boy, first touch let him down there as he was basically all alone in the box.
He was.
I'm telling you, Modernock's commanding a ton of attention,
Yes.
and that's opening things up for Jalota, Riznicki, Pudens.
It's great strategy. You know, let's not let him beat us. Make somebody else do it.
Well, it worked for 26 minutes.
Yeah.
Good ball out wide again for Riznicki. His header, though, a little too close for Sappho, and he goes over and snares it. Snaffo will roll it out for his center back, Paduska.
nice turn there.
Yeah, nice footwork. Silas Johnson, who's played well here in the first half, and more contact there. And that's team captain Landon Grossi. Here's Pudens with the assist on the first goal. He's going to send another one in. That was dangerous and cleared out of there nicely. Was that Grossi that got ahead on
Yeah, I
that?
think so. Modernock was
That
eyeing it,
was
too.
going to be a likely one-touch finish by
Yes, it
Modernock.
was. Great defense there by Mount Vernon, getting that thing out of there.
I like the quick restarts by DCG. They're seeing something early off those free kicks, and just before
Well,
Mount Vernon's set, they're kind of
I feel like Mount Vernon's showing their first signs of kind of wearing down a little bit here with 11 minutes to go. They've really expended a lot of energy defending here in the first 30 minutes. So Jalota raises the arm. Here comes the outswinging corner towards the back post.
dangerous.
Very dangerous.
If Altmean could have spotted that thing.
Well, Almean kind of mistimed the jump, and was it Anderson behind him
Yeah.
that kind of headed it into the back of the crowd? So Anderson will throw in here. Fires it into the box to the foot of Hoover. Cleared away. And another throw coming here for Anderson. Yeah, it's going to be Hope now to come over and take the corner.
Yeah,
Or the throw in.
Another good job by Silas Johnson to get that out away from Hoover.
Yeah, Grousey and Johnson, to me, kind of the standout players so far. Oh, what a turn. Here's Modernock. Another Well, good job there defending by Grousey.
It's good team defending there. Colin hasn't had many touches without 2 guys on his back immediately, so that's for Mount Vernon. I think that's the only way to defend him, and they're doing a pretty good job of that so far to neutralize him.
A little blueprint established for
That's right.
the next game to 3 games if they're able to advance.
I think Colin did shift out wide here, so we'll see if they can find his feet. I've seen him take guys down the line plenty of times. So
Yeah, that's, to me, his greatest strength is taking guys on 1v1, especially in space. Colin chests that one down. Now just sends it high and forward. Grousey gets to it first. Modernach gets a left foot on it. Jalota now trying to settle it. Able to do it at midfield. Now back for Baker. Baker with space. Baker gets it right back after the deflection. Now out wide. Baker's going to send this one in and head it away. And they get it forward now for Yoke. Now the long ball comes, but Islamovich there, 6'6". He's going to win every one of those. Here's Hope. Down line for Modernach. Modernach, a beautiful ball for Heigurken. And another nice tackle, slide tackle by Grousey.
Man, that Grousey just made a beautiful slide tackle there. Wow.
yeah, their center backs have stepped off their line pretty well to come contest it. When our 10s and our attacking players are receiving with their back to goal, there's always a guy there in their back, so there's no space to turn.
That's why I think I prefer the balls wide and then attacking those outsides.
We've definitely had more success going out their outside backs.
Still seeing DCG play a lot of balls high and central. So it's Gavin Platty to take the free kick. Settled by Anderson. He'll play it back for Mendias, who hasn't touched it in about 10 to 12 minutes. He'll give it back for Anderson. Anderson down line for Hope. Modernach back for Anderson. Now Anderson tries to play it. Comes up a little short, but there's Hope to come up for it. Hope with a little contact from behind, able to dribble through it, and another foul called.
Professional foul there by
there was certainly, to me, intent to make a foul, but nothing super egregious. So, like you said, a professional foul by Paduska. He'll probably get a little talking to there, and next one I'm going to have to give you a yellow kind of thing. I thought officiated really well so far.
Absolutely.
My only question would be on the first goal, but was it in fact an offside? Oh, there's a really dangerous touch now. Ball's pinballing around. And
maybe a handball?
Yeah, might have been a handball there.
I was kind of jumped up on Ben there. I think he might have just caught a handball.
Yeah. Jalota coming over to ask
for
an explanation.
He might have kicked the ball afterwards.
Or maybe a high kick.
Might have been. That I could see that, yeah.
One of the two, but regardless, a free kick here from Mount Vernon as DCG leads it with under 7 to go here in the first half, 1-0. So they'll play short here and try and build out of the back. Now they'll play it back for the keeper, and he'll send it forward. Anderson onto it. Anderson's going to continue his run forward, so they've got an extra man in the attack. Really good defending there, though. Now Islamovich calmly gets it up for Modernach. Modernach takes a touch, now over to Baker. Baker with space. Here's Landon Anderson building down the right side. He's going to fire it in, headed away. Now on the ground, Modernach trying to get to his right foot. Rips a shot, but it's blocked and sent out of bounds.
It's almost like they bait you. They give you so much space up top. They bait you to put that high one in so they can just head it out every time.
Yeah, but with how many of those long balls they're playing, a lot of those headers are just landing on the top of the 18. So late challenge there.
Yeah, to me, that's a yellow. And we'll see here. I think you're going to get a card on Jacob Yoke.
I think you nailed that one.
You just can't come in that late.
Yeah.
The ball was gone.
Yeah, the ball had left the foot of Islamovich a step or two before the foul. Well, I think, the message is clear from Coach Grousey. Let's be physical with these guys. We're the younger team. And then they've done a pretty good job of that here in the first half.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're Yak and you've been chasing up there for 20 minutes and you finally get your chance to make a challenge, I don't blame him for leaving something late there. But
and this ball's going to be right to the keeper, Safo. I think right now, as we near halftime, if you get to halftime with a 1-0 deficit,
I mean, as an underdog, what do you always do? I want to keep it close, right?
Yeah.
So
Anderson.
Mission accomplished so far.
Nice footwork there. Well done to get it over to Brook. Now Brook for Gelota. Gelota with pressure from behind evades that and sends it out wide. And that ball, let's see, was that a corner?
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to give a corner there.
Mount Vernon, like we mentioned, a young team. They're giving up a lot of size in a lot of parts of the field. We've seen DCG, another quick restart. DCG just using a lot of times just their bigger bodies to kind of win corner kicks and throw-ins like we saw there.
Took the short, quick corner there, but it didn't really amount to anything. DCG able to win it back around midfield. Now Baker with a lot of space. Baker's going to continue on and just floats one up towards the keeper.
Had a little trouble with that one.
That's where I want to see some more patience, though. There's no need to play that ball forward into the air with nobody making runs.
Yeah, we kind of had 4 guys lined up there on their back line, and they got literally 8 guys in the area defending. So we need more runs. Maybe try to find somebody wide.
So it'll be a goal kick here from Mount Vernon. DCG looks like they're wanting goal number 2 here before the half.
Yeah, they are pressing.
Gelota. Bruck tried a little heel pass there. Ball headed forward. And well done there by Silas Johnson to win that.
Good switch to the field.
Tried to switch it over for Gadberry, but here's Hope being embodied by Gadberry.
Gadberry is their leading scorer.
Here's a nice job by Baker, a little cut back, and now plays it forward. Gelota. Now it's Modernock.
Good tackle.
Able to slow Modernock down, but Modernock stays on the ball, now into the penalty area. Modernock beats the defender, crosses it back over. Pudence there outside the far post, now retreats out of the penalty area and back for Braxton Baker. Baker again, oh boy. Might be some laundry on the field after that one.
That's what I've liked out of Baker and Hope so far this game. They're really comfortable with a guy running at them. They've made plenty of guys miss, and if they make that first guy miss, there's plenty of opportunities going forward.
Here's Hope.
Good run by Mateo there.
And it's another foul, but they'll play advantage here, I guess. Here's Modernock with it. Modernock switches it back. He's going to let it rip. Got it!
What a finish.
What a finish to the far post. Nothing Sappho could do. Colin Modernock. Boy, they switch him outside.
Yeah.
He gets a one-on-one. Good night.
Yes.
He gets three touches there. He goes end line twice and finds a ball in the middle, and then that third one, there's nothing the keeper can do about that.
I mean,
perfectly placed again.
Couldn't pick out a better spot there.
Oh, man.
What a goal by 21st goal of the season by Colin Modernock.
Keep racking them up.
Junior. Coaching staff glad that he's a junior. He'll be back next year along with Islamovich, along with Baker, Anderson, Pudence.
If they can get one of those out of Colin every game from here on out, they could be a tough team to beat.
Well, still a little 2 minutes and change left. And now with that second goal, does that change how Mount Vernon comes out after the halftime break?
It will be interesting to see if they're going to have to press a little bit, I think, forward.
That ball squirts through, sent forward. And now they're nicely done by Anderson to head it back from Mendias. Now Hope with a lot of space. Hope, nice job finding Gelota in the midfield. He'll turn back away from pressure and finds Baker on the switch. Baker should be able to drive this forward here. Now he's going to play it in. Brooke not able to get a touch on it.
Those straight balls down the middle haven't been super successful.
He's going to hold on to it here, I think.
That one was a little bit behind Brooke. Wasn't able to stop his run in time.
Oh, we got a little bit of time yet.
Yeah, just a minute 15 to go here. Baker comes flying in and sends it central. It'll carry him out for Pudence. Pudence finds Jalota. Jalota able to get there first, gets by the defender. Now circles back. And again, well defended there. And that's off of Pudence out of bounds for a Mount Vernon Mustang throw. Oh, well done there by Pudence. Here's Hoover. Nice through ball. Jalota, can he send one in here? Crosses it in. Dangerous. Oh, what a header. What a header by Oh, that was Modernock.
It was. He's got two.
Wow.
That was Heigerken.
Was it Heigerken? Yes, it
Oh,
was.
it was. My
on
bad.
the header.
Yeah.
I was going to
call,
say
Tate. Good call.
Hudson's a better leaper, I think, than Colin. And he really got off the ground there. And what a cross in. Was that Pudence again, or was that Jalota?
That was Jalota.
That was
Okay.
Mateo, yeah.
So Mateo with assist number 9 on the season.
And Mateo's done really well to get into those wide spaces and get balls in. Obviously, we talked about his corner kicks, but his services have been really good.
That is just a
What a
huge
finish.
goal before the half.
What a
Huge.
finish.
Yeah.
So after about 34 really good minutes out of Mount Vernon, surrendering those 2 in the final 6 is
Yeah.
it's going to
That'll
sting
hurt.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
that'll hurt. Huddy with the hops out there.
Well, he was elevated there. We'll get an official measurement on the vertical there, but I'm going to go 38 inches.
A little bit over mine. Just a little bit.
That's about 12 inches higher than you've ever jumped in your life, Connor. What a beautiful build-up and cross as the final 10 seconds tick away here. It's going to be DCG taking a 3-0 lead into the halftime break as they're trying to get into that round of 8.
Looking good so far. I mean, that just at the end of the half just really stepped it up, found some creases out there and put it home.
First goal, Riznicki. Drake Riznicki on the first goal, assisted by Pudence. Second goal was Modernock. And then the final goal, assisted by Mateo Jalota, finds the head of Hudson Heigerken to make it 3-0 in the final 2 minutes here. And that's your halftime score. So at the half here at Mustang Stadium, it's DCG 3, Mount Vernon 0. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with about 3 minutes left on the halftime clock and kind of reset things as we get set for second half action here in this Class 3A sub-state final between the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs and the Mount Vernon Mustangs here at Mustang Stadium in Grimes. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back, everyone.
Not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up. I'm blessed because I can't fight. Broken in pain, know me battered and bruised, always the same day. Nothing new or unusual, seems like nothing changed. It's always the same rules. No matter how bad it gets, I refuse to lose. No matter how bad it gets, I'll keep on moving. No matter how bad it gets, I can still choose to keep fighting up, to keep trying up, to keep grinding up, keep rising up. I just got to that point where enough was enough. I can't keep complaining, sitting and waiting for luck. I have to stop asking why me and start looking inside. Push through the pain and tell my story on the other side. Had to renew my mind and start fighting. I won't lie, it was frightening, but I survived. That choice got me to where I am today. If you think things always went my way, listen close to what I gotta say. All the days when not a thing went right, all the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior, I'm blessed because I got fight. When life try to take my mind, I won't let anything take my mind. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up, I'm blessed because I got fight. They never got to see all the sleepless nights, all the sacrifices, the choice between heat and me and they're having lights. All the knockdowns, knockbacks and failed tries. They don't see the wounds and scars cause they're internalized. They think I'm blessed and think that everything went right. They just see the end results and think I'm alright because I always smile. But they ain't seen the grind. I work so hard that overtime is just normal time. When you lose it all and then still lose again, it builds a different kind of fight inside. It builds a different kind of drive, different kind of fight, different kind of fire, different kind of desire, a different kind of light. But I'm blessed because I've got fight. I wasn't handing nothing. The callous on I'm like the time, you can't stop me for nothing. It's a marathon and I just keep on running. All the days when not a thing went right, all the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior, I'm blessed because I got fight. When life try to take my mind, I've only anything.
Sportsmanship means doing what's right, treating your opponent with respect no matter the score.
The guy across from you works really hard to get to where he's at, so you should respect him, respect all the work he's put in.
It always goes back to the golden rule, you know, treat people how you would like to be treated.
I'm sure if you play sports, you've been around people who are unkind during the sport, but it makes it better and when everybody's kind. You're out there playing a sport, you're out there to have fun. You can still want to win, but always be kind. Remember, that's a human.
Nothing you can say from the stands is going to change the call that they make on the field. No matter how hard you yell at them, they're going to stick with the call on the field. So it doesn't really help much, but what does help is encouraging your team when they're down, when the call doesn't go their way. Instead of yelling at the officials, try to help encourage your team and get them out of the funk that they're in and try and get them in the right direction.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you know you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Good. Good sportsmanship is also showing high character and accountability, doing what is right and setting a good example not only on the court but in the classroom as well.
Take my mind, I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up, I'm blessed because I got fight.
That's my blessing. Not that I was handed my dreams, but that I had enough fight in me, that I had enough belief in me to go after my dream, that I had the courage to keep going, to push through the pain, to rise through the darkness, and to tell my story on the other side. My story, my blessed story.
All the days when not a thing went right, all the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior, I'm blessed because I got fight. When life try to take my mind, I won't let anything take my mind. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up, I'm blessed because I got fight. That's because I got fight. That's because I got fight. That's because I got fight. All the days when not a thing went right, all the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior, I'm blessed because I got fight. When failure tried to take my mind, I wouldn't let failure take my life. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I never give up, I'm blessed because I got fight. Broken in pain, lonely, battered and bruised, always the same day. Nothing new or unusual, it seems like nothing's changed. It's always the same rules, no matter how.
Going hard all day, never quit, never stop, never hesitate. Breaking out of the cage, gorilla heart in my chest, gonna dominate. Oh, walking no talk, I'm the king of the jungle. Oh, walking no talk, I'm the king, I'm the king. Oh, walking no talk, I'm the king of the jungle. Are you ready to rumble? I'm ready to go, let's go. Beast mode! I'm a savage, I'ma take it, I'ma take it.
welcome back here to Iowa High School boys. Class 3A state sub-state final soccer action here. The DCG Mustangs out here in Grimes, Iowa, hosting the Mount Vernon Mustangs. Winner advances to the quarterfinal round of the state tournament next week. That'll start on Monday night. I think they go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the girls are the opposite days of the week. So the girls will have their finals on Saturday, it sounds like, this year.
Saturday, huh?
All four boys games, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, will be played in sequential order, I think about 3 hours apart at MediaCom Stadium. So that'll be an all-day affair there Friday on Drake's campus for the final games, and then they'll have their quarterfinals Monday, semifinals Wednesday. But the quarterfinal rounds this year will be played on, I think, turf fields around the metro area versus down at County as traditionally been played. But some scores coming in here. We've got Liberty. Looks like they're leading 1-0 over North Scott.
Might be over.
And that could be a final. We don't have –
it
started at 5 o'clock, so very likely that's a final. I did have a Hoover 2, Glenwood 0 at last check. Yeah, it is a final there. Liberty advances to the state tournament. That was – I guess expected. Liberty's had some really good results against some 4A opponents. DCG leads at 3-0 here over Mount Vernon. And then Norwalk 2-0. They're leading Bondurant Farrar. And it looks like Spencer is leading Storm Lake 2-1. That's at the half as well. Figured that would be a pretty close contest. DCG saw Storm Lake in the quarterfinals last year. They had some good amount of their players coming back for this year. But we saw Spencer earlier in the year, and they're
impressive. Yeah.
Pretty good team. I believe they beat Norwalk on the Saturday game.
Yeah, right after we played.
And DCG it was a 3-0 win over Spencer day one on a Friday, and then they turned around Saturday and beat Norwalk in a 1-goal game, which was a little bit surprising. But that was right about the time where Norwalk kind of seemed to start to figure some things out and had some really good results. And it looks like Norwalk's going to punch their ticket if they can stay on top of Bondurant Farrar with that 2-goal lead. But again, like we mentioned here, DCG leads at 3-0 over, 3-0 over the Mount Vernon Mustangs. It was a goal by Drake Riznicki to get things started. Then Modernock found the back of the net. And then just before the halftime break, it was Hudson Heigerk, and on a really pretty cross by Mateo Gelota. Those two connect for goal number 3, and the Mustangs lead it here 3-0 over Mount Vernon.
Looks like Hoover's up 6-0 on Glenwood, too.
Yeah, that's about the score I expected there. Hoover, to me, I think all year long it's been Hoover and DCG in terms of, the best two rosters in 3A, but certainly Urbandale, Indianola, Norwalk, all had some pretty quality wins and good showings against good 4A teams and some of the best in 3A. So
I think that Hoover went final, too.
I think it was a 6 o'clock kick, if I remember right, so that would make sense. They played that one at MediaCom Stadium.
So Coach got his 100th win Tuesday. That was pretty awesome to see. He got the ice bath, and that was pretty fun.
He and Mateo got the ice bath. Mateo had the unfortunate he was standing right next to Coach Lane as they doused him with the Gatorade bucket.
So he's looking for 101 tonight. Start a new 100, right?
Yep. And Tate, you were in that shed, in that halftime huddle a year ago. 3-0 lead. Nerves have obviously calmed a lot. Now it's just kind of do your job, take care of business. Probably feeling pretty comfortable, pretty confident heading into the second half.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep your starters healthy here if you're Coach Lane. But that fourth goal is bigger than you think if you come out and get a fourth one here and really just deflate that Mount Vernon team rather than going 3-1 and kind of give them some life back. So hopefully they can get on the front foot early and kind of set the tone for the second half where they're going to go at them again, and they're not really going to look back from there. But
if you're head coach Nathan Grousey, the mentality here is probably got to start to get forward, start to take some chances.
Definitely has to shift. They're going to need more guys forward because most of the times they've tried to counter, it's been a 4v1 against like we mentioned, a really solid back line for DCG, so they're going to need some creativity, probably some individual class to get through that back line, and one past Mendiaz, which we really haven't seen Mendiaz tested as far as a real shot on goal here. So,
and Mount Vernon can score. They've got 40 on the year. So
yeah.
So it'll be Mount Vernon to kick off. They'll be attacking the north goal here at DCG Stadium. And waiting for the whistle, and there it is. So we're back underway here in this sub-state final in Class 3A. DCG with that 3-goal lead. They'll send this one up towards midfield. And Hope backtracking. Now able to get it wide for Brooke. Finds the foot of Gelota. Tries a little heel pass. Brooke was able to get there, but then taken away. Gelota nicely able to body the Mount Vernon player off the ball. But here comes Mount Vernon trying to build back the other way. Leneskis, his pass deflected. Now the ball sent out wide for Modernock. Collins going to play high Gherkin, but that ball poked away by Grousey. So Modernock will hand the ball to Baker here for the throw-in. And Baker back for his 6, Miles Hoover. Hoover with some space. Tries to send it wide, but headed out of there by Yoke. Or Yak, rather. We were given the pronunciation at halftime.
Yeah.
We only screwed up 3 of them, I think, in the first half. Apologies apologies to Mount Vernon's fan base.
We appreciate them, chiming in and letting us know, too.
And that's really well done in the midfield. That's Dausner driving the ball forward. Oh, well done by Anderson. Now Baker takes a calm first touch, and now he's going to play a down line. Modernock.
Great ball by
this
Bryson.
Trouble here good ball towards the back post, just wide.
Brock couldn't quite get there.
Modernock looking for goal number 2. Pretty good job there by Grousey just to kind of hold him up just enough.
Yeah.
DCG's distribution out of the back when they play into those wide areas has been pretty good tonight. They've been able to get balls over the top, and they have fast players on both sides, especially with calling out here on the right side. Anything over that back line will be dangerous for them. So,
well, I like the versatility Lane has shown here to change formations, change where you put Modernock on the field based on how the teams are defending him.
Just to give him more space.
And Colin's one of those players. He's pretty comfortable playing anywhere on the field, so the main objective is to get him into space and get him in those 1v1s.
Yeah, move him around. I'll let the defense key on him, right? And like you said, he's really comfortable from anywhere.
Free kick sent forward. Riznicki, nicely done to get it over for Brooke. Hoover finds Gelota. Ball played wide. Modernock running on to it. And it's going to be a foul on Modernock, I believe, as Cole McDermott got there first. Really, that entire back line has done really well, especially just playing that 3-back system.
Yeah, when they said that early on that they were going to do 3, I was a little worried for them, but they do a masterful job back there. They really do.
And Platty's going to send this one forward. Nicely done, headed forward there. We were told maybe there was a number change. We've been calling 27 Nate Paduska, but I think that we were told maybe that was Jackson Anderson with a jersey change, or maybe a issue with the program having the wrong number. Here's Hoover, his ball picked off there by McDermott. McDermott's going to send it forward. Anderson. Here's Mount. Oh, nice little Meg there.
Yeah.
But Anderson's going to come up with it. And we might have an injury to a Mount Vernon player. Maybe
is that Gadberry?
Get a foot stepped on or a twisted ankle maybe. Here comes Brooke the other way. Man down on the backside here for Mount Vernon. Ball deflected out. And that ball by Anderson sent out. It'll be a throw and a stoppage here as was it Gadberry?
Looks like Gadberry, yeah.
Yeah, and he's their leading scorer on the year. He's got 8 goals.
He looks to be moving okay, though.
Showed some nice individual flair there to kind of give Landon Anderson a little test back there.
So I think he's going to stay on. Says he's okay. They had brought a substitution to the midfield, but he's just going to lace that left shoe up a little tighter and stay out there. No sense in keeping anything in the tank. There's Hoover, nicely done to step to that ball. Hoover's got a man out wide if he wants it. Instead, he takes a touch, and it's deflected and into the goal. Hoover gets the goal, and he kind of shakes his head like, well, that's not what I was intending. But I want to say the ball maybe caromed off of Platty, and it was just enough where Sappho lost, his balance was going to his right, and then the ball came back to his left.
Second goal on the year for Miles Hoover there. Sometimes.
And exactly what Mount Vernon couldn't have happen here is surrender that fourth goal.
That's exactly the opposite of what they wanted coming out of half.
So DCG on top now. Goal in the 6th minute here of the second half. And they lead it 4-0. Into the middle of the field. Gadbury back on it. A little bit of body there, so the ball didn't get to its intended target. Now it's Baker. Baker looks central. Sent into the... That's Riznicki hitting the turf. Laneskis plays it forward, but it was deflected. Anderson will just send it back towards Gelota. There's a nice job by Anderson stepping in front of the Mount Vernon player. Anderson keeps his run going. They look for him through the middle. And there's a shot blocked by, I think that was Grousey.
They say, how big has Mateo Gelota been this year? I mean, in addition, it was a late addition. So
in the backstory on Mateo is he was a transfer from Northwest High School, more of a basketball, varsity basketball starter that had a lot of soccer in his youth background.
He's going to Simpson to play soccer, to basketball.
Took a little bit of a sales job, I think, to get him. He's also a big golfer, loves to golf. There's a header, and nicely done there by Sappho. I think it was
a great save.
I think that was Brooke that got a head on it. Zach Brooke, the senior. But, Mateo said, I'll come out and play a little soccer.
He does a nice job in there, just kind of as the pivot. He connects with their back line to those guys up top, and he obviously, like we talked about, he plays a lot of nice balls in, takes all their corner kicks, so he's a huge piece for them.
Here's Modernock trying to get by the defender. Cuts it back, has it on his left, sends it towards the far post. Headed out of there nicely by Dausner. And this one played forward, but a little too far forward as Brooke couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, Mateo does love to golf. Practice over yet? I got a tee time here, Coach.
Yeah. Hey, if he plays soccer like that, he can golf all he wants.
That's right.
That golf swing doesn't affect the soccer too much, I don't think. They always say, if you're a baseball player, you can't golf in season and screw your swing up, but I'd say it's been just fine for the soccer side of things.
Absolutely.
Gelota's going to run onto this one, just outside the penalty area. Nice. Just a little heavy on the pace there for the pass from Modernock. So another goal kick here from Mount Vernon.
It's a good idea. It's a little heavy.
It'd be interesting to see, too, as we kind of, in a 4-0 game here. You don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but just in terms of seeding for that state tournament and how all these teams are going to seed out and who your opponents are going to be early. And you have the Hoover situation where they had to vacate their first 8 wins of the season with the ineligible players, so they probably go into the state tournament as a 7 or an 8 seed unless they reseed it and maybe give them a 2 seed. I don't know.
They were number 1 in their
I think they were
spot,
the last or the second last 1 seed in sub-state.
So I'm curious to see. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they put them.
And they were a 6-0 winner over Glenwood tonight. Here's the throw-in for Mount Vernon.
Hoover,
does well to disrupt that. Here's Brooke to settle it. Finds Gelota in the middle. Gelota, nice ball for Modernock. Now Baker's going to make a run. Here's Baker getting to it first. Baker's got good speed from that right back spot.
Yeah, he's lightning over there.
Almin Islamovich will get to it early. Hoover, now Baker, flicks it on for Modernock. Modernock, and it's going to be a throw for DCG. Again, well defended, though, by Grousey.
Landon Grossi has cleaned up a lot of things back there. Stopped a lot of attacks on that wide spot when he's been isolated, so he comes in hard. He puts hard tackles in, so that's what they definitely need.
There's Gelota. Brooke rips it. Brooke's shot is beautifully saved there by Sappho, and that's going to result in a corner kick.
I mean, even Mendias was giving him a clap above his head like, hey, that's a heck of a save.
That was very nice save there by the freshman Zion Sappho. Full extension, fingertips only to get that. So Gelota to take the corner here for DCG. 10 minutes played here in the second half. Dangerous spot, and Heigerken again up high. Almost had his second header.
He's floating on those corners.
Wow. The smallest guy out there for DCG getting up the highest.
I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't know he could jump that high.
He's an explosive athlete.
I mean, I knew he's fast, but wow, he can jump.
Really good probably the fastest first 3 steps on the team. And you see the explosiveness off the ground. That might catch the eye of some people scouting the film, too.
Absolutely.
Here's the Mount Vernon trying to build on the attack here. Nicely done by Johnson. Plays it back for Leneskis. Back to the center back and now forward here as Landon Anderson goes up high. And a foul called there. And then a foul on Yak.
And Landon's going to get the ice bath after that one.
Yeah, Landon's he's always all out. He's always got something dinged up.
He's got his wrist wrapped. His shoulder probably after that one.
And Baker trying to find Modernock. Gets it right back, though. Finds Hoover in the middle of the field. Hoover looking for Gelota. Right to the foot of Heigerken. Heigerken finds Riznicki. Back for Hudson. Hoover now. He's going to let it rip from distance, but that's wide of the post. And a goal kick coming here from Mount Vernon.
Oh, he had one. Try it again, right?
Yeah, why not? I mean, might get another deflection.
Right.
So it'll be Platty, the senior, to take the free kick here. I think I'd almost want to build out of the back here if I was Mount Vernon. They haven't been super successful on those goal kicks, getting to it first. Here's Brooke. Knocked out of bounds. DCG will have the throw in. Gelota into the penalty area. Brooke with a little Maradona move. Gets the shot off, but it was blocked. Now it's Gadberry. Gadberry looking downfield, but Anderson right there. Well done by Anderson. Oh, nice little flick on there by Brooke. Oh, little high kick there.
Yep.
And the body language is kind of slowly turning here for Mount Vernon. You
see that. I think they're going to get some subs in here pretty quick.
Yeah, they're going to have 5 guys off the bench here on the next throw in for the Mustangs from Mount Vernon.
It's tough when you just can't get any offense going at all. It's a real deflator.
They have done a little bit better to get guys at least running past the ball to give somebody options, but DCG is just so big back there, and anything out of the air they clean up really well. So they're tough to break down.
Well, and they're big, and Almeen and Landon are so good. Baker and Hope at anticipating. They're always kind of a step ahead of the attack, kind of knowing where that attack's going to come from.
And their composure to take those long balls away, and they usually keep them and distribute them back to their center mids, which is huge from their back line.
Really good ball by Anderson. Islamovic
nice job.
Plays it out for Modernock. Modernock looks to turn the corner. Crosses it in. Now keeps it on his foot. Again, well defended, though. Modernock stays on it, and he's going to win it back. Colin in left-footed pass now. Nobody makes the run as Heigerken kind of stayed put there.
Yeah.
Ball sent forward, and Anderson's going to go and clean things up and play back for Mendias.
Yeah, I think the Mount Vernon fans are like, come on, guys. Not chasing a lot of deep ones here.
Here's Hoover. Plays for Islamovic, and he's got all kinds of space. Here comes the center back. Almeen would like to get into the scoring column here. Plays Modernock. Modernock sends it in. And what do we got? I think we're going to have a foul there. I think the AR helping out the center ref called the foul on the near side. When you mentioned it, Tate, 25 minutes left to go in this one. You're starting to see some substitutions coming on from Mount Vernon at some point here soon. Maybe some substitutions start trickling in here for the Mustangs from DCG. Especially with a goal here off a set piece. That would be really big. 25 minutes now, under 25, clock running as Baker sets to take the free kick. A lot of black shirts near the far post. Sent that way as Lamovich tries the bike kick. Now it's Hoover, rather. Hoover keeps it. Now Riznicki, his shot, I think,
blocked.
deflected. I think that's going to be a corner.
There's a big man trying the bicycle kick down there.
Yeah, it is. And Riznicki went down. I think he's cramping, it looks like, as Jalota grabs the right foot and stretches out the calf.
Basketball, golf, trainer. He does it all.
Well, 2 games in 3 days.
Yeah.
Although it was a 10-0 victory, and saw a lot of bodies on the field the last 20 minutes of that game against Wright County. Oh, there's a beautiful ball. Brooke takes the shot, deflected a couple times, and then sent away. Anderson running onto it. And he'll just let it dribble out of bounds.
Yeah, at what point does Coach Lane say, I want to start mixing guys in here?
I only see Pudence up getting ready. He was the first sub off the bench, I think, in the first half, able to get that first assist and get DCG on the board. And Anderson going to be whistle for the foul.
Pinballing around over there. Should probably mention that sponsor again that's allowing us to do this. Bring the stream to everybody.
Yeah, Legendary Painting. If you need any interior or exterior painting done, you can visit legendarydsm.com or visit the Facebook page. Request a free estimate. They've been the title sponsor here for the state semifinal and state sub-state semi, and then the final. Here's Heigerken. And DCG wanting a handball there. I don't know.
Yeah, they might hit him in the face.
I think it was going to hit him in the chest regardless. So in a 4-0 game,
Yeah.
And again, too, if anyone out there watching tonight's boys sub-state final has interest in sponsoring the girls sub-state final tomorrow night here at Mustang Stadium, there's a link on the DCG TV, Facebook, and Twitter pages. Go ahead and click on that link and or reach out to Mike Bynum, our producer here, and he can get you all the details, but still looking for a sponsor for tomorrow's girls sub-state final.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that sponsor and get it streamed for everybody out there.
Look at Heigerken again. What a ball and a goal.
Wow.
What a strike. Another deflection.
Another great ball in by Mateo, and Hudson did well. They kind of just caused the chaos with that initial. I don't know if he flicked the header or at least drew in a few Mount Vernon defenders. And then
Was it Modernock on the finish?
Modernock finished it off.
Modernock, yeah. Nice side volley. Caught that one really clean.
He's so accurate with his shots on goal. You rarely see him off frame.
Well, I give him 22.
And I think Hudson, like you said, took up about 3 bodies there as he
Flew
elevated.
in on the header, yeah.
Like to see that on the set pieces, just attacking the ball, second ball. And a 5-goal lead now. And we did have Pudence come on for Riznicki. And I think you're got a couple other players up. Carson Modernock, Stevie Villegas, who had the final goal in the semifinal game. Drew Every also up. He's given DCG a lot of really good minutes this year. Here's Brooke. Tries to turn through a couple defenders, loses possession. And now it's Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon loses it into the middle. Jalota's ball deflected, but now finds the foot of Pudence. Modernock makes the run. Really good speed shown there by Leneskis.
Yeah, Mount Vernon has a lot of speed.
and youthful speed.
Yes.
Speed that'll be back.
Absolutely. This is a young team. So
Cash Lineskis is a junior. He'll be back next year for Mount Vernon.
They will be a factor in the next couple of years.
What about Grousey? He's a junior, Landon Grousey. So, yeah, a lot of good-looking underclassmen players here from Mount Vernon. They'll be heard from again. That ball sent in. Dangerous spot. And Hudson not able to get a good foot on it. And that'll be a goal kick here from Mount Vernon.
I mean, keeper's a freshman, so he's got a lot of high school soccer in front of him.
So just about 20 minutes to go here before DCG can punch their ticket, leading by 5 goals, 5-0. Islamovic first to that one. Brook towards the outside. Brook able to get by the defender on the far side, cuts it back middle.
Oh, great.
Oh, beautiful ball. Gelotto, nice finish, a little one-touch finish by Mateo. Goal number 9 on the season for Mateo Gelotto.
Just a beautiful. I mean, that's great team soccer right there. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, Brook did really well to beat his defender on the line. And once again, Mateo's seeing runs that we need everybody to see, because he's filling in gaps where guys are leaving gaps, and he's finding really good areas to get on the ball. So
he just kind of cut across the face of the center back there, and it just took that little touch to get by the keepers, Sappho. And again, not a ton Sappho could do there. You know, they tried to get a substitution on.
Stevie wanted to get in real quick.
He'll have to wait for the next DCG throw. But now 6-0.
Tate, when you come back and you pull up in here, you're like, get me on the field? You want to get out there again?
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun place to play, but
you're doing all right in college, I guess. So
here's Islamovic, gives off.
Great switch there.
Switched over for Pudens. He'll center it, and now clear it away from the penalty area. And they try to get it forward, but it's Baker there to clean things up for DCG, and it's going to result in a goal kick for Mount Vernon. So some substitutions now. We mentioned Carson Modernot coming on, Stevie Villegas, and Drew Every. High Gherkin will come off, Zach Brook, and Jacob Hope. Maybe for the final time here.
Yeah, I would think so.
In this sub-state final. Really, with a 6-goal lead, no sense in bringing starters back.
Yeah, they all did a really nice job tonight, just taking care of business.
What it took.
A little bit to get going. But
23 or 24 minutes before the first goal was scored. Mount Vernon came out with a pretty good game plan defensively, but just hasn't had really any kind of offensive threat.
Yeah.
So they really needed to keep this a 1 or 2 goal game for the final 20 minutes. Good ball there. Now ball played forward for Gelotto. Gelotto able to keep it in. Gelotto. Oh, Stevie Villegas with a rip. Just inside that near post, but a nice save, knocked down and secured by Sappho.
That was a great save.
Always rooting for Stevie to get the ball in the net.
He got one last game.
Got his first goal of the season in that 10-0 victory over Wright County. Oh, beautifully done there by Almin Islamovic. Now forward for Pudens. Pudens going to center it. Chested down. Now it's Islamovic. Islamovic with the rip. Spilled a little bit by Sappho and tapped in there by Gelotto.
Man, Mateo. He has just been, his fingerprints are all over this game tonight.
Yeah, one of his better games of the season. Peaking at the right time.
That's
Mateo
right.
Gelotto, the midfielder for DCG, picks up goal number 10 into double digits on the season.
He's just been really savvy. I've been impressed with his soccer IQ. He reads the game really well, and
it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
We're going to have Miguel Ranfeld and Jacob Hope will come back on. Carson Modernach takes a seat. Or no, that's Miles Hoover, rather, and Colin Modernach. Villegas applying a little pressure. Now he's going to Try and run onto this one. Carson Modernock giving chase. And good pressure applied by Modernock. Be a throw in here for Mount Vernon. Well, looks to be a celebration on the field after this one. Now it's just a matter of what that final score is going to be. Baker takes a touch, drives it towards the near sideline. Baker keeps it rolling. Baker showing his footwork here and runs out of real estate. Not happy with himself on that cross attempt.
But you see the footwork from him and the speed, and it's just.
I think Sappho takes a knee near his own net. I think he might have an injury. Well, he's holding that wrist. So we might need a backup keeper here for Mount Vernon, and that gets Andrew Barnes off the bench, the senior. He's getting the gloves on, and looks like Sappho is.
Yeah, he took that glove off.
So Andrew Barnes will come out for the final 16 and change.
He's going to go over and see trainer Jared here and see what, hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, it's something with the left wrist, it looks like. So Jared will take a look at him, maybe get a little tape on him. At this point, maybe you just let the senior ride things out here in net. So clock running here, under 16 to go. Islamovich gets to another one. Almeen sends it out wide for Stevie.
Almeen's going to go down too. He's ready to get one.
And that one deflected. That's going to be a corner kick for DCG. Looks like Almeen thinks he wants to take this one. He might just play short here for Mateo.
Yep.
And they're not really ready here. And let's see, Mateo crosses one in. Now it's time for Almeen to do a little work. He sends it forward. And Ranfeld might have got a piece of that with his hand. So a free kick up coming from Mount Vernon. Well, we've kind of seen the 3A field, I don't want to say stay the same, but the same 7, 8 teams have kind of stayed in that top 8 all year. And that really, I mean, depending on the Storm Lake Spencer score, but it looks like a lot of those teams are headed back. Liberty, we mentioned, punched their ticket. Hoover as well. DCG in control here.
Run here.
Mount Vernon. That one shut down by Hope.
It's Chiswick there with the run.
Islamovich. Baker sends it forward. Pudens tries to head it over for Almeen. Almeen dispossessed. Anderson clears it out of there.
Jaden Pyatt getting in there, taking it away from Almeen.
There's Hope, who's come in and played the 6 with Hoover off the field. Now it's Drew Every. Back for Hope. Hope through a couple defenders. Plays Gelota. He'll turn away from pressure to the far side with Modernock. Carson, the freshman, looks to find Ranfeld. And that's going to be cleared out of there for a DCG corner. No, they're going to say a foul on Ranfeld. But back to the scores. Do we have the Urbandale Pella score was kind of intriguing to me, but I don't think we have a score on that one yet. Norwalk was leading 1-0 late in the first half.
It's like 2-0.
2-0, still the first half score showing for Spencer Storm Lake. So still about 4 games to be determined yet, it looks like. Urbandale's another one of those sneaky good 3A teams this year that had a one goal loss to Valley, I think, earlier in the year, who really has been number 1 in 4A most of the year. So Urbandale obviously no slouch, although Norwalk knocked off Urbandale 2-0 earlier this season. That was one of those games where you're like, okay, Norwalk's figuring it out.
Yeah.
They just shut down Urbandale.
I mean, Urbandale, Indianola, these quarters are going to be something else.
So Gelota and Baker come off. Also have Sappho back on in goal, replacing Barnes after his tape job. couple of the players with cleats off here, so Sappho spills that one a little bit, and Stevie was right in there. And they're going to say deflection and a corner, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be another corner here for DCG. Stevie was hunting.
Yes, he was. Stevie loves to hunt at the end of games. He's always around there.
Landon Buster out there, and we got a stoppage here. I don't think the official was quite ready for him to take the corner, so they'll reset things. But again, Landon Buster out there in the midfield. He replaced Jalota, I believe. So here comes the corner. Anderson got a foot on it. I think that's Leo Riznicki playing left back now for DCG.
Looks like we might have a change in keeper here.
Adele Islamovich might get a few minutes here for the senior Jaden Mendias. He'll get a nice hand coming off.
Absolutely.
First team All-State goalkeeper last year. Certainly another good campaign for him. A lot of clean sheets for Jaden this year.
Yes. I mean, he does not let a lot go by him.
He hasn't really gotten to display his skills much.
Well, we always talk about that back four keeps him clean most games. So, but he'll have to, going forward, he'll be doing some work.
Here's Ranfeld. Has it poked away, and this is going to be a goal kick here from Mount Vernon. Still a little over 10 minutes to play here. DCG trying to punch their ticket.
What's the odds of us hosting here on Monday night?
Well, I think we know pretty much for a fact that there will be a 3A game here Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm just not 100% sure DCG will be on the field if they're going to allow teams to host.
Guess we'll find out tonight.
I think they said tonight after it all shakes out, if not tomorrow morning, everything will be posted and set for in terms of matchups and venues. And here comes Mount Vernon trying to build on the attack. Nice little switch over to Bartlett.
What do you think about the reformat, Tate? Fan of it?
I mean, personally, I don't think I would want to play a state game at home, but I think I'd rather play a state game at home than any other neutral site high school. So hopefully they get a good crowd out here if they do get a home game. So
yeah, it's just different from, everything was down at county, and now all of a sudden it's completely different.
Yeah, part of the tradition of going to county's fun.
Yeah.
But
I was a huge fan of county just because you get to see so many teams and so many games at one venue. Your team gets done playing, you walk over and catch the second half of another game.
Yeah.
All good things must come to an end, though, I guess.
Yeah. Change is inevitable.
And that's your cliche portion of the broadcast.
Got two of them in. Tate, you want to join?
I'll sit out.
Here's Leo Riznicki. Drops it back for Anderson. Anderson will try and play it forward. Ranfeld gets a head on it, and now they'll reset back for Riznicki. Nice little one-touch. Buster overruns it a bit. Anderson, nice touch to control it. Tries to send it forward for Villegas, but that's going to head out of bounds. And we've got another stoppage. Now we've just got a quick conversation with the center referee and one of the Mount Vernon players.
Get some more subs coming in, getting ready to come in from Mount Vernon.
Islamovich. What skill for the big man.
Yeah.
Nice ball through. Ranfeld not able to get a touch on it. Sent forward. Riznicki. Ooh, that's going to be a foul.
Yeah.
Riznicki was up in the air and had a little contact from behind, so it'll be a free kick here for DCG. 7-0, DCG leads it. Islamovich will take the free kick, certainly capable of putting it deep into the box.
Yes.
He might go for goal here.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I would not surprise me.
And he's just going to try and loft it in. It's going to be sent wide for Modernock. Can't get there first, though. And we're going to have substitutions here.
Yep. Coach Lane, what are you guys doing?
Well, we're going to have our first.
He never asked you that, did he?
Never once.
Our first Cale Nemark sighting. Landon Anderson will check out. Islamovic still out there. Here's Villegas.
Nice touch by Stevie.
Ranfeld gets it on the right foot. Ranfeld with the shot and a goal. Miguel Ranfeld puts it in the back of the net.
That's great to see that.
Nice first touch and then composure on the ball. Hits it inside the far post for the goal. Miguel Ranfeld at the 6:37 mark. The senior notches a goal.
That's a second on the year.
8-0 now. DCG on top, and Islamovic and Hope back off the field, and I believe that'll make an all non-starter lineup here for the first time as we'll play out the final 6.5 minutes here.
Get some good experience for the other guys, too. You just never know when you need it.
Beautiful goal there by Miguel. Here's Stevie.
He's looking for that right-footed strike.
Yeah, he was.
He's always looking for the strike.
Here's Gadberry on the ball near midfield. Villegas tracking back, gets a piece of it, wins it back.
Stevie.
Here's Villegas through the middle. And Ranfeld gets there first. And the ball out of bounds. It'll be a DCG throw-in.
Like we've been saying, Mount Vernon, I mean, they're young, but they're talented. They have speed, and they will be back. Believe me, this team is
ran into a buzzsaw tonight.
Yeah. But
this ball lofted forward. Oh, really nice first touch there by Pudens. Centers it, and nicely done. Cleared out of there. Pudens back on it, and we're going to have a little push from behind there by Riznicki. So a foul and a free kick here from Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon's got a lot to build on. It'll be scary next year.
Able to clear that off of a Mount Vernon player for a DCG throw. Villegas tries to head it forward, but a little off track and out of bounds, so a throw here from Mount Vernon. 4:45 clock running here. DCG leading at 8-0 over the Mustangs from Mount Vernon. You mentioned Mount Vernon came in 7-4-5. Looking like they're going to end the season 7-5-5 after this one's all said and done.
I mean, those 5 ties, it's a young team that could go either way. And I bet they improve on that next year.
So a throw in at midfield here for Mount Vernon. Just over 4 to play.
I'm going to say thanks again for our sponsor.
Yep, Legendary Painting stepping up here in the postseason. And this is going to be picked up by Islamovic, and I think we're going to might have a yellow card issued here. As Islamovic went down. He seems to be just fine.
Yeah.
Might have banged knees, though, with one of the Mustang players that was pushed down, but a yellow card and a foul issued. Again, that was, number 27, who we have as Nate Paduska, but something tells me that might be Jackson Anderson.
Got some big arms for a sophomore. He might be a junior.
Villegas trying to win that near midfield. There's Lackland also up there forward with Villegas. Mount Vernon with the throw in, 3:30 to play. And that one trickles out of bounds.
I mean, you go 10-0, 8-0, right? Sub-state. That's the way you want to do it.
Yeah, an 18-0 aggregate in the sub-state is a good sign if you're DCG, hoping to defend your 3A title.
Yes.
Trying to do what the girls have done. That's repeat as state champions. DCG girls have won 3 straight.
3 in a row, yeah. That's so hard to do, let alone back-to-back, but 3 in a row is amazing.
They'll have their sub-state final tomorrow night. I believe it's Dennis and Schleswig.
Yes.
Is the opponent.
Yep.
So we'll see if they can punch their ticket to the state tournament. I believe the girls' quarterfinal games are up in Ames. All their, I believe, postseason games are in Ames.
Is that new, or is that the way it?
No, that's new as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not.
Everything's been at county quarterfinal, and then the girls, the entire tournament was at county last year, the finals included. Last year you had North Polk and DCG in the girls 3A final. What a crowd that was. You get 2 local teams with, traditionally strong programs that are kind of border rivals. You get a really good crowd. I believe the finals will be in Ames now.
It's like Spencer's pouring it on now.
Yeah, Spencer looks like they're going to advance a 4-1 lead over Storm Lake, so Storm Lake will not get back for the 2nd straight year. Here's Pudence. Finds Stevie. And Villegas tried to turn the corner, and it's going to be a throw in here for Mount Vernon. Deep in their own end. Buster gets onto this one in the midfield. Good ball by Landon to find Villegas. And Pudence couldn't quite handle it. Minute 20, clock running. Well, Colin Lane's going to pick up career win number 101. Probably no Gatorade bath after tonight.
No.
Never know, though. It was good luck. Here's Lackland. Villegas on it. Wide for Pudence. Towards the back post. And they couldn't quite keep it in, so it'll be a goal kick. Under a minute to go here at Mustang Stadium. DCG
moving on
their way back to the 3A state tournament.
I always worry a little bit coming into these, just because you don't know.
First 25 minutes, it was 0-0, and Mount Vernon was holding their own. Here's Villegas. Villegas with a shot on goal. Villegas trying to clean it up. Ball pinballs around, and Sappho able to control it. Stevie was on the hunt again. Sappho's had some nice saves tonight. He's been put in a lot of difficult situations.
Yeah, he has faced, as they say, has been pelted quite a bit. But he's done nice. He's done a nice job.
You hear the final countdown, and
that's it.
The final whistle. So the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs, top seed in this sub-state, advance with an 8-0 victory over Mount Vernon. Took them a while to get going, but boy, once they did, they started to come fast and furious.
Yeah. Like you said, the first, 23 minutes or so, it was, Mount Vernon held their own, the smart game plan, trying to keep everything out, and DCG finally got those cracks and creases and figured it out, and boy, did they just turn it on, hit the gas pedal.
Well, Tate, as they head towards the state tournament now, Monday night will be the quarterfinal opener for all the 3A teams. Pretty quick turnaround. You're playing here on a Thursday night, but you've got the weekend to prepare, study some film. Be interesting when the brackets come out later tonight or in the morning to see who DCG has. But maybe is this the first time you've seen them live? I know you've been kind of following on YouTube, listening to the old man do the play-by-play, but you saw them live here. Probably pretty impressed with what you saw out of DCG tonight.
Yeah, I think the goals they scored tonight were really impressive. The two team goals in the first half, then obviously the nice individual goal by Colin was super nice. But I like how they kind of grew into this game after that first 20 minutes, started getting the ball in the wide areas like we talked about. And I thought their finishing was honestly pretty good. They scored a couple of really nice goals. So
Yeah, I would agree. Eric, you've seen this team all year in terms of the growth. A lot of guys coming in that maybe didn't have a ton of minutes last year in the state championship run, but boy, DCG overall kind of picked up right where they left off last year.
Yeah, I would say at the beginning of the year we had some question marks in some spots, and they have buttoned everything up, and all their connections look good. They are coming at the right time, no doubt about it.
Well, the one thing that's critical in a high school run like this, which is a pretty condensed period of time if you really think about it, from the start of the season to the end of the season, is just overall health. And DCG, knock on wood, has been a really healthy soccer team from start to finish this year. They've had very few starters miss games with injury, so hopefully that continues.
Was probably the only one that was out for a lengthy period of time, and thank goodness he's back now, because he got us going tonight.
Yeah,
so.
he started the first game of the year, and then aggravated a hamstring, I think it was, and it took him a few weeks to kind of get back, but Riznicki came right into the starting lineup, and Drake played really well all season long. He had 2 goals in that Indianola game where they won 3-2 in comeback fashion. And
the scoring started tonight as well.
Yeah, got the first goal tonight. So a really good showing here by DCG yet again, and like we said, an 18-0 aggregate here in the sub-state.
Wow.
So
can't do much better than that.
There's not probably not a big surprise around the state when you looked at the sub-state pairings. DCG certainly the heavy favorite to come out of this sub-state, and they did just that and kind of took care of business.
Defending champs doing what they do, right? It's you're a marked team coming into it this year, and they've done fantastic.
Well, you can keep an eye on the Bound app or website, Varsity Bound. We'll have the pairings along with the Iowa High School Athletic Association website. I believe that's iahsaa.org. If you want to check in on that, you'll be able to see where DCG is going to be next. And again, tomorrow night, sub-state final, the girls taking on Denison Sleswig here at Mustang Stadium. And still looking for a title sponsor for that one to be broadcast on YouTube. You can look at the DCG TV, Facebook, or Twitter feed. And you can also contact Mike Bynum directly if you'd like. He's our producer up here in the press box.
Does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
He's keeping us on the straight and narrow all year.
Yep, phenomenal job out of Mike as always and his crew.
I'd like to say, too, my first year doing this for soccer, and everyone has welcomed me with open arms. I've had a fantastic time. If any, you guys are listening out there and you haven't attended a boys soccer game here at DCG, do so next year for sure. These games are fun, exciting, and these guys deserve some eyeballs and some fannies in the stands.
Well, on Monday night, I think it's pretty likely that DCG will be here on their home field.
I think so,
too.
And
if they're able to host that quarterfinal state tournament game,
I would really love
get some fannies in the seats,
yes.
And let's get some noise going here as they'll need all the help they can get as they try to advance to that semifinal round, which will be played at Mediacom Stadium on Wednesday. But first need that win on Monday against their first round or quarterfinal round opponent. But that'll all come out and be made public here later tonight or in the morning. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on Facebook or Twitter. All those announcements will be set as Coach Tilstra showing off his gymnastic skills. Must have promised him a somersault gymnastics routine on a win. But that'll do it here from Mustang Stadium. I want to thank my partners tonight, Tate McDermott joining us for the first time in the booth, and Eric Connor, as always, my play-by-play partner. And again, Mike Bynum doing the producing here in the press box, doing a great job as always. I want to thank everyone for tonight and all season's broadcasts. Again, Legendary Painting for stepping up and being the title sponsor for the last 2 postseason games. Again, any interior, exterior painting needs that you need addressed here in the metro area, you can contact Legendary Painting through their Facebook page or legendarydsm.com. But that'll do it here at Mustang Stadium. Final score for the final time. DCG, the boys, punched their ticket to the state tournament on Monday night. They defeat the Mount Vernon Mustangs 8-0. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and have a great night.